students, today we will take the first lesson of your geography, that is resources and development. In this chapter, we will study about what are resources and their features and why these resources are important for human being, and then we will do classification of resources. Now students, as you know that resources are free gifts of nature, but it's not completely true, because some of the resources may be free gifts of nature but not all. Most of the resources are a function of human activities, means whatever the human being perform, resources are the result of the activities which are being performed by human beings. Now in simple ways we can say that resources are those by which a country can progress and march forward to compete with other countries. And you can say that they are the means to enable any country to maintain its respectful existence with the other nations. You know that a country with poor resources cannot live in this world. So anything or any material which can be transformed in such a way that it becomes more valuable and useful can be called as a resource. Then the gifts of nature like land, soil, water, natural vegetation, minerals, wildlife, and even power resources, they all are existing since prehistoric times. So you can say that if we talk about the features as well as characteristics of resources, then we can say that resources have their own utility, or they are very useful for human being. They help us to create goods and provide services. We all know that resources are in limited quantity, and one has to make effort to make best use of them. If we talk about the definition of resources, then we can say that resources are those which satisfy the human needs, and they are technologically available, economically feasible, as well as culturally acceptable by the people. Then only it is a resource for us. Okay? Then this was the definition of the resources. Then after definition, we come to our next topic, that is classification of resources. In classification of resources, we can say that there are the resources can be classified in different ways, such as you can see in this flow chart, that resources are being classified as natural and human. Clear? In this flow chart, now what are natural resources and what are human resources? If we say that natural resources is known to everyone, natural resources like land, water, vegetation, and minerals, they have their own importance. ठीक है? Not only their own importance, even they have their economic importance. They are the main source of our agricultural activities, natural resources. All the agricultural activities are based on natural resources. Even you can say that they provide raw materials for the industries, and all our commercial activities are directly or indirectly depend on them. So natural resources are very important, the resources which are being provided by the nature. And थोड़ा सा इससे बाहर अगर आप आओगे, then you can say that natural resources add to the beauty of nature, and even they prove themselves in maintaining the ecological balance. ठीक है? So we should use them properly, we should not waste them, otherwise we may have to feel their scarcity in future. Now next is the human resources. If we talk about human resources, then they are being created by the human beings, and they are also very important. The resources like rock, soil, plants, animals, mines, minerals, they have their own importance, but nowadays they are being exploited or they are being misused by human beings. If we compare natural resources and human resources, then we can say that human resources are the most important resource of a nation, because other resources may get buried or may get exhausted, but human resources are permanent. And we need to human need to develop their potential fully. And how to develop your potential fully? That is, you should be well educated, one should be well educated, one should use the technologies with their skills, one should know the proper use of resources, and then only human will become a great resource for a country or for a nation. Then classification. Now next topic comes your classification. See here, classification can be done on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership, and on the basis of stages of development. So first we take on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, resources can be further subclassified as biotic and abiotic. You are aware of biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living things and abiotic means non-living things. Clear? You must have studied it in your previous classes, so I will not go in detail. Plants and animals, they are biotic, and all other like mineral rocks, they are abiotic. And then on the basis of exhaustibility, renewable and non-renewable, this also you know, and we have explained in our live classes. Then on the basis of ownership, you can say individual, community, national and international. Individual means that resource which belongs to a particular individual. For example, your plots, your house, ये सब आपकी individual resource हो गई. Then community means that belongs to a community people, that belongs to a group of people. For example, hospital, park, school, playground, ये सब किसी एक के लिए नहीं है. They are meant for community people, group of people. Then this is a community resource. Then next comes your national and international. National means that belongs to a particular nation, that is the property of particular nation. People of that country are responsible for that resource. It is under their control. Then it's a national resource. And international means it doesn't belong to any country. It is not the belonging of any particular country. That is international. For example, atmosphere. If we talk about atmosphere, then atmosphere is a international resource. Any country can use that. ठीक है? and rest about international we have explained in our live class. Then last is on the basis of stages of development. Then potential, develop, stock and reserve. So each should be clear. Potential means you are having everything, means you are having that technology to use this resource. You are able to reuse it. You know how to use it. You have a lot of investment for that, and you are using it at fullest. Then it's your potential. Potential word is complete in itself. So potential will cover everything. You are willing to use it, technology is available, you are already using it, and you know how to utilize that resource. Then it's a potential resource. For example, you can say solar energy. So it's a potential. Then developed that means you have used that resource and then left it. आपने उसको यूज़ कर लिया. डेवलप्ड. सो डेवलप कंट्रीज़ कौन सी होती हैं? जो फुल्ली सारी सब चीज़ों से ओवरऑल डेवलप्ड होती हैं. दैट इज़ डेवलप्ड. तो डेवलप्ड रिसोर्सेज आर दोज रिसोर्सेज विच यू हैव ऑलरेडी gone through it. We have already used it. Example you can take as petroleum and coal, etc. We have used, we know the technologies to extract them, we have used them, we have accepted them, they are economically feasible, they are culturally accepted, and then that is called as develop. Then stock means the potential is there, the resource is there with you, but you don't know that, you don't have the technology to use it. That is your stock. ठीक है, आपको टेक्नोलॉजी हमारे पास नहीं है उसको यूज़ करने के लिए. देन इट इज़ अ स्टॉक. एंड रिजर्व मीन्स द रिसोर्सेज विच वी नो how to use it, we are using it, technologies are available, but we have kept it for future use. Then it's a reserve resource. And this was the classification of resources. And then after classification, you can see this in your book also. Everything is being written. So please go through NCERT line by line, read it carefully. And if you are not able to understand, please attend your live classes, because everything is being discussed in our live classes. Is it clear to everyone? And then rest we will do in our next class. Till then, read your NCERT clearly. Okay, thank you students. We'll meet in our next class.